Okay, came out for some fresh air because it's warm in the shop. Yes, I shouldn't have had a second cup of coffee. I should have monitored the wood stove in the shop. Okay, so the cab goes on the machine here, and this is under the floorboards of the cab. And there is enough room because the cab comes out, and we thought of mounting the second, how would you say, bracketry right here, okay? Because there's a long lever under here for the brake pedal, okay? So we just have to extend out the thing or make a flange or a bracketry for pushing on it. It's so easy. And then this is a double ported master cylinder. There's one on this side, one on this side. So what they did was run one small line to the park brake master cylinder, and then they ran the big ones to the wheel cylinders over here, okay? So went down along the frame onto the rubber hose and then ran it back out to here. So it's not the smoothest or safest system or whatever, but we want to improve because anything from the 50s and 60s for some reason didn't have brakes, okay? So we'll back up a bit. My 922 Caterpillar loader over there. Okay, a little block, a little more. Get some fresh air. Okay, that one there has air over hydraulic brakes, and it's never worked since the day I got it. I sent it down to Caterpillar in Winnipeg from Snow Lake. I spent $18,000 back in 1993, and the brakes lasted 2 weeks. Yeah, $18,000 for 2 weeks. So what would that be in today's money for? Probably $40,000 and no brakes. And then I found out, get rid of the all the safetyism and everything like that on the braking system, and then put a trucker's valve in there. So the air pod pushes on the cylinder and we have brakes. Yes, and then the wheel cylinders all blow apart. Just a minor detail. Oops, sorry about that. And then I found out in 2014, I think it was, that Rock Auto sells the master cylinders for this thing. You don't get them from Caterpillar at $600 a pop. For $47 for a 67 Ford. That's the same master cylinder number. Yes, unreal. Okay, we're back in the shop, and the casting numbers on these things. See these new ones here? Say Wagner Lockheed. Yes, and this one here shows FD3172. That's the casting number. We were able to chase down these wheel cylinders. They're very freaking expensive. They're almost like $500 each, landed in Canada here at the end of the world. So this is the original one here, and then we had the other one cleaned right up. But it's this stem here that gets it out past the wheel cylinder or the backing plate. That was the problem, and we found it here. So you had to get the right one to fit. We tried other ones, but look at the casting number here. Like, there's not much to go by there. This is the box that it came in. So that's the part number. We document everything in the file folders. Made in Taiwan. So what's this, the number underneath here? So most likely they, how would you say, manufacture this, toss it in a box, and then they put a sticker over top showing the which box it is or whatever it is. So that's the new world. So 20 years time from now, with AI generated crap, like I mean crap, or slop as they say, trying to chase down this master cylinder 20 years from now will be next to impossible. Because like there's no casting numbers, there's nothing you can chase. Like, what's B35? Are we playing bingo? You know? So that's the new world. Maybe we should, since how we have the, how would you say, the Arctic captain set up and everything like that, maybe we should cut out the mounting bracket for this here. That way it can be installed when it's not raining outside. And then when we do get into the brakes, we're not taking time out to make the piece for the brakes. So when we're ready to go, we can assemble the backing plates, have the master cylinder ready to be installed, and we have the socket to install the wheel nuts or the axle nuts. So we're not taking time out, so we'll get a good production day when it comes time to get going. All right, maybe they'll make the mounting brackets for the second master cylinder. Okay, the easiest way to make a bracket beside the bracket is to copy the bracket. So we came out here with this gray file folder, and this here will fit in here like that, kind of, sorta. Yes, and it's not straight. They've kind of shear cutted this or something, or beveled it with a torch or something. All right, so that's what we'll do. And we came up with the magic line going across. All right, it's back in the shop. It's drizzly rain. Okay, back in the shop. Use your feeler gauge and find out how wide that is. Yes, how wide. So then find something that's about the same, which turned out to be the gifted Never Sees bottle from January 2024. Yes. So now we got this. This fits on here like that. Then you can poke out the holes. Yes, the holes. So now you come over here and find the finest quality of recycled material, which we were using yesterday, so I didn't have to go searching, and mark out the hole. Okay, actually I put it like this to maximize the use of the plate. All right, so this is the part here. Being sober and old, the old bones don't flex. Now beveraging, I could cut that circle perfect, but the bones don't work now anymore. It's not free flowing. They're, I would say, binding and grinding. So once again, the Arctic Captain for the win. I was at 52 on the voltage or amperage for cutting, and the air pressure is the same. I think it's at 80 psi, and we did it. Okay, so I drilled a small pilot hole right here to get it started so it's not burning back up into the tip. Went around to here, and then that's where the bones quit. And then I had to start back over here and chase it around. But also too, this is not a brand new tip, so it's actually not blowing straight. So going around this way, I could see which way it's blowing, but around this way here, it was kind of blowing in the wrong direction. But that's what the Arctic Captain can do. All right, for how many years we had that Pro Point 38 Plus by Princess Auto? This half-inch blade would scare that Pro Point 38 Plus plasma cutter. We couldn't cut it. We'd booger through it and then go around to the other side, chip this off, and then cut it around again. And it's the same air pressure, same air compressor, same air dryers, air reducers, and regulators. So I have to say that being gifted this Arctic Captain has changed my life. Yes, I'm now a professional cutter. Okay, the first thing you got to do is make sure it fits in the hole before you drill any holes or cut the piece out fully. Because if you screw up, you just move over and start over. But if you cut this whole piece out, then how do you start over? You have to go to find another plate. All right, the dead giveaway. That's the hole I drilled, flat. And then you can see these cuts here. It kind of tapered out. So it worked out that the top of the hole was kind of round, but the bottom had a, I would say, was in. The flame was cutting it in, so it was kind of beveled. So use your trusty 3-in-1 die grinder. Yes, die grinders are made for cutters like me. All right, let's put this down before somebody gets hurt. And one thing nice about the plasma cutter, it doesn't put heat into the material. Yeah, if we torch cut this or use the Pro Point 38 Plus, the cutting and cutting and cutting would make this thing hot. But the length of time to do the video, the heat is dispensed through. Ooh, that's a big word. All right, so now you do test fits. Okay, it's easy to get the top to fit. Okay, and then it's the bottom, near the bottom where it's beveled. So spin it around because you don't know if their casting is truly round, and plus your hole. So there we go. So look at the space here. We go around. That worked out good. All right, so what did that take? A little bit of time. And the thing is we chalk cut that. We traced out the little pink or gray template, and then we chalk marked it, and then we chalk cut it, okay, with the torch or the plasma cutter. So I visioned it, what this width is and where in relationship to the line is. So do I cut on the line or on this side of the line or that side of the line? But you want a small cut and then a little bit of die grinding. Back in the day when I drank professionally, I could cut out this with the torch, freehand, and the pin would slide right in. Die grinders I wasn't using die grinders till I got older. Okay, we quickly dragged out the Hobart Handler 100 with the Arctic Captain gifted wire and a gifted drive roller. All right, because we have to tack weld this into place so we can have a vision to see what's to go next. All right, so this is what's going to happen. We have to take this one off anyways to bench bleed it and to figure out the mechanism and copy it for here. Okay, plus we can do the serious welds. Okay, so we can probably put a lever onto here coming out or something like that into here. We'll worry about that when we start figuring out the levers, the linkage. And then once these are on, we got to put a little 90-degree bracketry from down here over to there because it'll just break off or whatever. All right, let's get this done before lunch. Yes, I didn't plan on being outside here. It's chilly.